Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. Today I'm back at Brown's Automotive. We have this, what year is this thing, Jim? Oh, I guess we can see right here. I was guessing 05, but it's an 04 Ford Freestar with the, let's see here, 4.2 liter V6. And actually it was yesterday, the guy just pulled up here and opened his hood. And he said the car stalled out on him a couple times, and it seemed like it was squealing so bad that the belt was actually dragging on something and just stopping the engine from spinning. So we took a stethoscope, poked around here, and we came to the conclusion that this water pump pulley was just seizing up so bad that it was stalling the engine out. So now I'm here to help Jim do the water pump, and before we tear into it, we took the belt off and we just want to start it up and make sure the noise goes away, because right now the water pump pulley actually seems pretty smooth. Everything spins really nicely. Let's start it up and listen to it. It's still making the noise. It's terrible. So again, got the stethoscope out, was poking around. And I put my stethoscope right on this little guy, and man, that almost blew out the eardrums. This is kind of a dummy camshaft sensor. Whoa! Right there. It's getting really bad, and that might explain why the car stalls out, because if it loses the cam signal, game over. And that is a piercing, squealing sound. So we're going to scan it, and two, I want to throw a scope on here just to see what this signal looks like when, when it actually stalls out. So the only code stored in this Freestar is some 422 generator field control circuit problem. No cam sensor codes. So what we need to do is put a scope on there, make it act up, rev it up. Hopefully we'll see some glitches, and if the thing stalls out, then be 100%. So let's do that. So we're on the camshaft position sensor signal wire. Here's what it looks like. Very dirty signal. Let's decrease our voltage here. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not going to wait for this thing to stall out, considering it has no coolant in it. Let's shut that down. And now, zoom in and look at this garbage signal. Oh, it doesn't look terrible, does it? Right there, that's what we want to see. So that's the actual shutter hitting the top part of the sensor, like the pickup magnet, and that is what's causing our vehicle to stall. That's a beautiful capture. Definitely proves that the stalling was not due to the engine actually mechanically seizing. It was just due to the injection pulse and ignition dropping out because of this camshaft position sensor. The shaft, the bushing in there, that's what's squealing. It's loose. It's hitting the shutter's hitting the pickup magnet, and then bam, you have this. So pretty straightforward there. Glad we didn't, suspected the water pump, took the belt off, problem's still there. Got to diagnose, got to test before you replace, right? So Jim just went out to get the new camshaft position synchronizer. It's the whole piece. It looks like kind of like a distributor gear with a shaft, and then instead of a distributor you have this little pickup magnet on there. Typical Ford setup. So we're gonna get the new one on there. I'm going to show you how to synchronize it, and then should be good to go. We could take a cam crank relationship so we get it, you know, spot on when we put the new one on. We can do that right now. I have the picoscope hooked up already. Just have to find this crankshaft sensor, and you know, it should be in good shape. While replacing the synchronizer, you can see it right there, but labor time is 2 hours. That's because you need to drain the coolant, take the power steering pump, move that back, take this metal coolant pipe out of the water pump, and move that out of the way because the camshaft synchronizer needs to come up through there. And this is a pain. It's all kind of seized and corroded. Using a little claw and just wiggle. I'm wiggling it for like 5 minutes. There's an O-ring on there. Oh my God. Ford does not make it easy, do they? You guys are focused in on the wrong thing here. Alright. So the coolant pipe, I see there's the O-ring. I guess we should probably get a new O-ring too, huh? That's out of the way. Now hopefully we have enough room to get this guy up and out of here. It's all about making room. Alright, so next step was easy. 2 7/32 bolts, and this is the actual camshaft position sensor. It's like a little cap with a magnet. That's off. I'm not seeing like bad scuff marks on here, but we did see on the scope that the signal was indeed bad. So, and the noise is obviously coming from that shaft. So that's that. And now we need to take a paint marker. I just used a little whiteout pen, and there is a factory procedure where you set the, you know, #1 cylinder at TDC, then you use a special like locking tool, then you set the synchronizer in place, etc. What we're going to do, we're going to bypass all that and just simply mark where the synchronizer body sits with respect to the, you know, the engine block or the head. So I'll make a little mark on there, make a little mark on here. Okay, there. So basically that hole, bottom of the little indentation is right at our paint marker, right there. Okay, and then we need to mark where this shutter is with respect to the, I guess, the body of the synchronizer. And it's pretty much aligned with this groove. Like you can see this edge right here is aligned with that edge right there. And then this edge right here is aligned with, you know, that spot right there. So, but if you're a tooth off, you're gonna know it's gonna be pretty obvious. So now let's take out the pinch bolt and get this guy out of here. Now as we take this synchronizer out, it's exactly like a distributor. If you pull it straight out, that little shutter is going to pivot to the side. So let's see if it does. See, it's going to the left, and that will be key for ease of installation of the new unit. We'll see how much that shutter shifted. Right there. Okay. Cross your fingers, we have enough room here. Oh, you're kidding me. This cool pipe is still in the way. Oh. Ford. No, Ford. I just recently bought that Mercury Mystique for $500 and I've been actually very pleased with it. But in terms of working on it, it's not a Honda Civic or a Geo Prism. It's actually a lot more cramped and twisted and complicated under the hood. Alright, there's the entire freaking assembly. It is long. It also drives the oil pump, believe it or not. So where's the end of this thing? How are you supposed to get it out? Well, we're really close. I guess it wants to come out this way. Alright, I'm going to put the camera down and get this thing out of here. Alright, after a little bit of fighting, this coolant pipe needs to be pushed back and the synchronizer comes out in front of it, and then you can kind of wiggle it out. It's like 2 feet long. Look at this silly thing. Yeah, so we're just waiting for the new one, and when we drop it in, that little I guess the shutter is going to be there, and when we drop it in, see the gears are cut like that. That shutter should end up right there, and our white dot should end up right there. And there is Jim with the part. So here's the new unit. It does feel a lot smoother. It says China on it, so it is what it is. It's a Napa part. And we have to put this really long oil pump drive shaft into the new pump, or the synchronizer. Now I'm wondering if there's a set screw that holds this shaft in place. See, there's a little hole drilled for it. Let's see. Certainly seems to be in there. Oh, there we go. So there's a little circlip on the end of that, and that should pop right into our new one. Well, maybe the Chinese one doesn't have a retaining retaining ring. Let's see. Oh yeah. So the original one had a cutout where that circlip actually it's held in. But this guy, not so. But as long as they're the same length, should work out. We'll hope for the best. So first shot, drop this guy in, oil pump shaft engaged, and now remember our little hole is on the white mark and the shutter is right near that little groove. So that's it. I'm going to bolt it down and fire it up and take a scope capture of the new signal. Alright, so before we get too far, we've got the cam sensor plugged in, the belt's still off. I guess Jimmy can fire it up and we'll see the signal. We'll see if the squeaking disappeared. Sweet. There's our signal. Well, that doesn't look like much of a signal, does it? Maybe I'm not on the anything? That's not what I saw before. What the heck is that? It's an ignition waveform. I don't think we have a cam signal at all. What the heck? Chinese junk. There, shut her down, and then turn the key back on and scan it, see if we have a missing cam signal. I think I was a little, jumped the gun on blaming China here. I forgot to hook up my scope ground. So now we're going to fire it up and see what our signal looks like. Alrighty. I'm going to rev it up a couple times. And you can shut her down. Alright, perfect. Got that. Zoom in. China is making us proud. Clean, very nice. And engine starts right up, so yep, it was my fault for not hooking up my scope ground. And even there when we rev it up, again, very clean signal. And if you want to look at the, let's save this one, and then we can look side by side with the bad and the good. Alright, here we go. The reference waveform is the new sensor, and the blue, the dark blue, the upper one, is our old sensor. Now this area they look fine, but right here we can see a glitch. Right there is a couple of really bad ones. So what is the computer going to think when it sees that? It's not going to know what to do. So I think we're in good shape. We fixed the noise, we fixed the stalling. Now we just need to throw the belt back on, power steering pump, and fill this thing up with coolant and take it for a spin. And here is how you put on a belt like a man with no special tools. You go like this, you tug, and you go, ugh, like Scotty Kilmer. That's pretty close, huh? There. Looks good to me. I guess I'll put a little bit closer in this idler. You should be in good shape. Let's fire it up. Good, good, good. Good on the crankshaft. Yep, looks good to me. And we still need coolant for it, so we're just making sure the belt doesn't come off. Awesome. No more squeaks. Runs like a champ. Let's fill her up, take it for a spin.